It's really wild what they're doing in these different retail stores. Oh man, Walmart, Target, Home Depot. And the wild thing about the Home Depot situation is that it's like these are big dollar items that are walking out of the stores nowadays. And I get it. Inflation is here. We have high inflation. The Fed is raising interest rates, yada yada yada. But the simple fact of the matter is that we're embarking upon a period of time that is very, very concerning because nobody's really addressing this thing right now. We're hearing from a number of different retailers telling us that they're shutting down these different stores as a result of theft, ever increasing theft, and basically everything that goes along with it. But what I'm not hearing is a concerted effort to actually stop the theft. Where is law enforcement? Why aren't the laws stricter to address those who are stealing from these stores? And and on top of that, the problem with all of this is that beyond the fact that the employees are not supposed to actually go after people and try to stop them from stealing from these different stores. And it's not just Home Depot, it's a lot of these different stores. A lot of these stores are concerned about the legal repercussions that could come from one of their employees engaging in a potential thief walking out with goods. Maybe the employee gets hurt or potentially even taken out. You guys know what I mean when I say taken out. Trying not to get suppressed on this one, but it's wild because it used to be because I worked in retail for many years. I mean, my first jobs were retail. I felt like when I first started working, when I was old enough to work, some of my first jobs were retail, and I felt like I was never going to be able to get out of the retail industry. But the problem that we had then is the same kind of problem that we have now, which is shrink. And shrink, for those who never worked in the retail industry, is basically what retailers refer to as basically theft or unaccounted for inventory, right? And so, but now it's not just like small ticket items. We're seeing more and more of this organized theft, and a lot of these items end up on different places like Craigslist and eBay, for example. And unfortunately, this is actually harming us, honest people. And I think that people watching my channel are very honest human beings. We've had lots of dialogue and conversation in the comment section down below of this video, of previous videos. So I think that most people watching this channel feel me on this one, that something needs to be done about this. Simple fact of the matter is that yes, inflation is driving up prices, but also so is the theft, because as companies are having their products stolen off the shelves, it is making it more expensive for honest people like me and you to buy from these companies, because they're basically raising their prices to accommodate for the fact that some people aren't paying for it. And so we're almost subsidizing the theft. We're subsidizing the thieves. And I'm seeing an ever increasing number of inventory that's literally locked up, requiring a manager to come and unlock it for you and walk this item to the cash register just so that you can pay for it. And you're left feeling like a child. And when you walk out of these different stores, whether it's Walmart or Home Depot or whatnot, they want to check your receipt on the way out the door, and it's just like, this is just ridiculous. And I do not understand why the laws are not stricter to deter this type of behavior. There's got to be something to be done about this, right? There's got to be something that can be done about this. And here's another thing. There was this, I was actually looking at this particular situation, and this one guy, he ended up stealing multiple $400 tools, and they were all the same. And it was basically this really expensive, I don't know if it was a DeWalt or if it was a rigid drill set, but ultimately dude walked out with 3 of them. And I actually read about this on a Reddit forum. So many different situations where people are walking out, but this particular situation actually took place, or actually was shared with me within a Reddit community post. And the guy walked out with like I think it was like 3 different rigid or DeWalt drill sets. And so it's like, okay, number one, the employees couldn't stop them, company policy, right? But at the same time, it's like, what did he end up doing with them? So chances are he ended up posting them on some third party website, or maybe, maybe sells them on the side of the road. I don't know what he did with them, but think about it, right? This wasn't like, hey, somebody stole a box of nails for $10 and it was like a very inexpensive thing. Maybe someone was really down on their luck and they really needed something and it was inexpensive. And I'm not saying that that's okay, but I'm just saying, if you look at the pattern here, you're seeing people walking out with inventory, meaning they're like stocking their own shelves with items that they could likely sell and make money off of it, a significant amount of money. So if you walked out with, if he walked out with 3 different DeWalt toolkits, chances are he knows that there's strong demand for that, and he's going to be able to liquidate these things quickly. He might make $600 off this. I don't know, but the simple fact of the matter is that they're not these people seem to not even be stealing for themselves. They're stealing in a way where they're making a business out of it. And this is destroying honest people like me and you. One of my neighbors, she was actually telling me that she was trying to get her deck repaired, and she finally decided to, start getting quotes recently, because she had gotten quotes before. And so all along she was like saving money to, prepare to get the deck repaired. So anyway, long and short of it, I know inflation made everything more expensive, but she was telling me that the quote that she was getting today was significantly more expensive than what it was previously. So she got a quote of like $10,000 previously, before the pandemic, about 4 years ago. And, she finally saved up enough money to get this thing done. She started getting quotes again. And guess what? People are, these contractors are quoting her like, $20,000, $25,000 to get this deck repaired. And, it's just wild how much more expensive it is today. And I understand that the price of lumber and different materials and labor is more expensive today with this new economy. I get that. But at the same time, it's like, there's a large portion of this, which is, companies that need to compensate for the fact that all of this inventory is walking out the door, and they're raising the prices on what the contractors are paying. The contractors are now basically pushing that higher cost and expense onto the consumers like me and you. And it's like, yo, when is this going to end? Like, I don't want to come out my house, go shopping, only to find out that all of the stores have shut down as a result of this horrible issue with theft, right? And at the same time, these companies, they have basically a fiduciary responsibilities to the shareholders. Companies like, any company that's on the stock market, S&P 500, whatever, Walmart, Target, Home Depot, even Bed Bath and Beyond. There's a fiduciary responsibility to remain profitable, and if they want to keep their shareholders, they're going to have to. Companies like this, they have to keep increasing how their margins, because basically the dollar devalues over time thanks to inflation and other factors, right? And in order to keep the shareholders happy, they have to keep making money, and the only way to make money is to buy products at a lower price and sell products for a higher price than what they're purchasing them for. But they can't do that. They can't hit their targets. They can't hit their numbers and reach the margins that they're trying to hit for their shareholders if they're losing money left and right due to theft. So it's like, okay, we already know $100 doesn't get us what we used to be able to get from these different retail stores 4 or 5 years ago. How much higher our price is going to go, and at what point is society, are the laws going to change to prevent the honest people like me and you from getting screwed? By the way, if you guys made it this far in the video, do me a favor, drop a quick like for the video. Also consider subscribing to the channel. Appreciate it. Thanks for bearing with me during this rant, but this is just ridiculous, guys. We got to do something about this.